Hi, Gene Burnett here from GeneBurnett.com. Today I thought we'd talk a little bit about buying a lesson from your teacher. Here in the West, we kind of have the customer's always right, the consumer's all important. You know, I've got my dollar. I'm buying a lesson from a teacher. In China and Asia, it's somewhat different. Although I'm sure there's no end of scammers and unscrupulous people worldwide. But I've been to workshops where the Chinese teacher won't even look at the money. One of the students collects the money and it's offered as almost like a gift at the end of the workshop. There isn't this kind of tit for tat, you know, I give you this, you give me the money, I give you this, you give me the money. Although that goes on, but generally speaking, in Asia, there's a lot more respect for the time and the energy and the work that the teacher has put into their art. When you pay them for the lesson, you realize this, and you know that your money is not going to repay them for that. You're really offering it as a gesture, or to pay them just for their time today to work with you, but it's not going to equal out or pay for the years and years and years and hours that they put into that art. So you don't just walk up with $1 and expect a lesson. In fact, I know of one teacher who a guy plunked down a couple $100 on the table and said, "I want to learn the sword form." And the teacher said, "Okay, 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, meet me in the park." Takes the $200. The guy goes out to the park 7 o'clock the next morning, and Sifu's on a plane to China. He was leaving the country, so his first lesson was an expensive one. But you don't just walk up to a Chinese teacher and say, "I've got the money, give me this." That's more of a Western attitude. So on the other hand, if you do nothing but respect your teacher and just humbly offer the money and take whatever they give you, you are, potentially in a position to be abused and taken advantage of. There are plenty of teachers who will take an advantage of students who come in with too much of that. So I like to cultivate a balance, as usual, being a Tai Chi person, between both of these attitudes. So when I take a lesson from somebody, yes, my money is a small token. The best way I can repay my debt to them is by practicing and actually learning the thing they're teaching me. That makes a good teacher happy. But at the same time, I'm not opening myself to be taken advantage of. I do expect something for my money. If I pay for a class or pay for a lesson and the teacher's barely there, barely present, doesn't really give me anything, I might not go back. So I try to cultivate a balance between the two. Like, yes, you have rights. You are paying money that you earn that's valuable to you, and you deserve to be treated decently and with respect, and to actually have something taught to you by your teacher. And at the same time, your money is just a token. It's just a small repayment for all the time and energy they've put into learning their art and their skill. And so I don't think of just snap my fingers when I have that $1 in my hand. In fact, I like it when I don't, when there's just like club dues. Like when I studied with Andy Dale in Seattle, we just had a monthly fee that we paid, and I knew that was a small payment for what I was learning, so I tried to repay him by just studying and learning the art and practicing it and showing him that I was, putting it to good use. So, I like it better when there's just an ongoing relationship of, yes, I'm paying and I'm receiving, but it isn't like unit for unit. So, I don't know, I guess I'm just encouraging people to hold both attitudes at the same time. Yes, you're buying a lesson, but you're also just supporting a teacher. So try to do both and see what happens. So thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel if you like this kind of thing. I do lots of music videos as well as some Tai Chi and nature-related stuff, and it's all on my YouTube channel. So thanks again. And let's see, anything else? No. Thanks again, and bye.